Many of you would have been trying to use, I don't know if you were, Josh, the ANZ Bank this morning. You're trying to use the ANZ
No,
this morning?
I'm
No?
VNZ,
You're
so
not an
I
ANZ
got out of
banker?
that one, luckily. But
Okay, all right. I don't think I've ever been an ANZ banker. Been in the Bank of New Zealand ever since I was a kid. And the reason I've been in the Bank of New Zealand ever since I was a kid is because they advanced me a loan, an overdraft. And I went, oh, these people are giving me free money. No, of course they weren't, but doesn't matter. I have been. And also, I'm resistant to change. So it's personal habit. I've got a lot of things like that in my life. I'd like to change them, but I can't change my bank. End of story. Bank of New Zealand. Anyhow, the ANZ, which is sort of like the BNZ except it's got an A in front of it, um, was closed this morning as a result of a series of protesters who nationwide decided to stop both staff entering ANZ offices and also customers from entering them as part of the protest against. Now, you won't believe this. Now, oh, that's quite clever. Is this a protest against bank charges? No. Is this a protest against PayWave and all these usurious employees? No. Is a protest against, oh, I don't know, bank credit charges, which are just appalling? No. Is this a bank, about you're ripping off New Zealand and sending hundreds of $1 millions over to Australia? No. No, nothing to do with finance or banking. It was to do apparently with the fact that the ANZ provides banking services for Bathurst Resources, who are the biggest coal operator, quote unquote, in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Where is it? Gone. I don't know where that country is, but Aotearoa has arisen. Bathurst wants to expand coal mining in the Denniston Plateau, which is on the west coast, which is a rare, precious ecosystem. Listen, they're all precious, mate. Home to many rare and threatened species. This is according to. And the coal from Denniston doesn't keep our lights on, benefits only a few, whereas we're all totally effed if we don't move away from fossil fuels. And here's the kicker: coal mining fuels flooding. I kid you not, like the recent devastating events in Nelson, Tasman region. Coal needs to be a part. Who knew? Who that all these environmental activists stopping people going about their normal financial and banking services today, and staff getting into offices as well, actually believe that a coal mine on the west coast of the South Island is actually causing now devastating flood events in Tasman and I guess everywhere else. Who knew? Certainly not science, certainly not common sense, certainly not sane people. They didn't know that. And as we go into the afternoon, they won't be knowing that either. Because only insane and frankly deluded individuals could believe that the Denniston coal mine caused the catastrophic floods that affected Nelson and the Tasman region of a month or so ago. And you see, at that point, you just know you're dealing with crazies. And the fact that Liberation Aotearoa don't even admit that we've got a country called New Zealand and have been prepared to again disturb common sense and people just going about their lawful parts in this country just goes to show that there is no sense that you'll get out of these people ever. You're not able to reason with them. We could have free speech and freedom of thought and everything to them, and you could bring the latest science to them and technology to show it's not working. You could actually show them the latest coal-fired power stations that are now chundering through the stuff in China and say, we think it's probably more problematic. No, of course it's. We'll go and close down an expansion of a coal mine on the west coast of the South Island because it's directly responsible for all ill winds that blow in New Zealand. It's like the collective amnesia of the Labour caucus when it comes to the disastrous policies that they enacted and that we will be living through for, not just the next 3 or 6 years, but the rest of the decade and probably the rest of this generation as a consequence, all the denied opportunities. So there's the madness. And I just thought, well, thank God there is some sane people in this world. We talked this week to Roy Morgan and the fact that despite apparently the economy going to hell in a handbasket and us thinking he is going the wrong way, we're still not prepared to put the other lot, the mad Greenies and a Labour Party that doesn't concede that they made any mistakes at all. We're still not prepared to put them, the governorship of this country, which sort of does give you some hope that at least the sane people are still in charge of the asylum. Anyhow, those are my thoughts this afternoon. What are yours?